everybody. So today I'm making something that was a request from one of our viewers, wanted to make a chicken dish, and this is such a great chicken dish. So it's one of my husband's favorites that his mother made. So it's a family recipe for them. And so I'm going to make it that's the oven, heated to 300 degrees. So this is a slow, long cooked dish. So anyway, so this is kind of an adapted version from a family recipe that I think is really good. I really, really enjoy this dish. So it's called Gedempte Chicken. And I've already, if you can see here, I've already seasoned the chicken. So it's just chicken thighs with the skin in and the bone on. And I salt and peppered the thighs, or put a little olive oil on them. And then, so this is our pan. This is a huge, heavy cast iron pan that's gonna go in the oven. And these are the chicken thighs, bone in, skin on, just regular chicken thighs. And a couple of teaspoons of paprika. This is not smoked paprika, but regular paprika. A lot of people like smoked. I prefer plain or regular. And then salt and pepper, quite a bit of salt because it's gonna do a lot of cooking. And then I have about four sliced yellow onions. So I did all of these things. This is my prep work. I did this ahead of time. And so now I'm going to put the chicken into this pan. Really, really simple, really simple. I lost my tongs. Hang on. Okay, so this is such an easy dish. Anyone can make this. And oh, this would be great on rice, or beside rice, or on rice, because once this cooks, then it's gonna cook a long time and slow. Once it cooks, there's gonna be a lot of juices underneath. It's just fabulous flavor. I also added some garlic powder to this. So I'm just going to get that with the oil and put it right into the pan. So like I said, you could make this with rice, any type of rice dish that you or your family likes to have, or you could put this with vegetables. So maybe some green beans or broccoli. It's such a good flavor. I think something like a broccoli, or you could do a casserole. You could put it on the side of a casserole. I think it would be great on a salad. We eat a lot of salads, so I think it would be great just on a cold salad, hot chicken on a cold salad. Yum, yum, yum. And the onions are going to go on top of this. So we're gonna put this on this. So these onions are just gonna melt and be just delicious, just crazy good. You are going to love this dish. And how easy was that? Some paprika, some salt, pepper, olive oil, and garlic powder. So simple. And then all these sliced onions just go right on top. Nothing difficult about that. So we just spread these around. So this is going to go in the oven now, 300 degrees for 5 hours, and all of this is going to cook down. And the juices that are in the onions and the juices from the chicken, they're just going to melt together. It is going to be fabulous. You know, I'm in my mind, I'm seeing some green peas. Yeah, some green peas and rice, and oh, that just sounds really good. But we don't eat rice very often because we're low carb. Grab the recipe. Since we're low carb, we're just not gonna eat it that way. So, but Brussels sprouts, maybe some sliced Brussels sprouts, quick bake in the oven with some garlic and butter on them. That'd be really good too. So this says arrange pieces in one layer on the bottom of a roasting pan. Done. Top with sliced onions and cover and bake for 5 hours, basting with pan juices every hour. So I'm going to set my timer for 1 hour, not 5, 1 hour, so that I'll come back and check it, and then, you know, get my baster out and let the juices from the bottom get to the top and cook its way back down. Just keep doing that for 5 times. When the chicken starts to kind of fall away from the bone, that's when you know it's ready. So you can kind of gauge it that way. The other thing you do at the end, and you can add a little water if you need to. Usually I never have to add water to anything that I'm cooking. Even vegetables on top of the stove, you know, you put a little water and you boil. I never boil a vegetable, ever, ever, ever. I just use the natural waters in it. If it's burning, you're cooking it too hot. So just use, you know, in a little olive oil. It's not an actual fried, it's kind of a steamed or sweated vegetable. So I haven't used water in decades. So what we're gonna do is put this in the oven. Let me grab my lid. And this is also a cast iron lid. And then it goes in the oven. How easy was that? Who can't do that? Who can't do that? So we're gonna stick this in the oven, let it bake, check it hour by hour by hour, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all finished. And at the end, we're going to use the broiler. We're just gonna broil and bronze the top of our onions, which will be on top, but they're gonna kind of slide down a little bit around the chicken as they cook down. So you'll get a nice browning on the top of the chicken, and on top of the onions, it's going, oh, it's gonna, I wish you could smell. I wish, it already smells good and it's completely raw. So anyway, hang on for 5 hours or like that, and we'll be back. I don't think I'm gonna let this cook for 5 hours because it is really tender. The meat is just falling off the bone. Everything in it is just really tasting and smelling wonderful. The onions are very soft and very tender. So what I did was, with tongs, I picked up the chicken and put it on top of the onions and let the onions now rest on bottom. And I'm going to stick this back in the oven for probably a half an hour, and I'm just gonna let the top of the chicken get very, very brown. And then I'm going to put the lid on, take it out of the oven, put the lid on it and let it cool down. So it's gonna be dinner for tomorrow night. All right, so we'll have another picture at the end so you can see what it looks like. And I wish you could enjoy the aroma with me. But anyway, remember, babies, Pika loves you.